Hello, boys, girls, ladies, and gentlemen, and everything in between. It's me, Reckless Ram, and I'm here with a review for Pokemon Go. I also managed to get my mom to play along and do a review as well. I figured that because of how popular Pokemon is, it deserves a second opinion, and, well, the entire time I was playing the game, I was playing it with my mom. So here it goes. Pokemon. I never thought that something I find so enjoyable and nerdy would ever be as widely accepted as it is now because of Pokemon Go. Certainly, the mass appeal of the game is through the roof. Some of my friends who haven't even played the standard Pokemon titles have been caught playing. For example, I already said my mom. On day one, I was excited to hear Pokemon Go was released, and I even got my mom to download the APK version and play it early with me. I know, shame on me. While it was fun to begin with, but the more time I spend with the game, the more I realized it's not Pokemon, and I don't care for it. Pokemon has always been about the gameplay as much as the collecting aspect, but what Pokemon Go has going for it is only the collection. The gameplay is practically non-existent outside of the minigame battles and capturing and collecting. Gone are the levels, experience, trading, EVs, IVs, and everything that made Pokemon a compelling, addictive, deep, and heavily replayable game. All that we're left with is a hastily slapped together game with bare minimum customization and no reason to play outside of the gimmick. Catch them all. That's great, but Nintendo has already confirmed that the other Pokemon generations will be included. So while collecting may be satisfying now, it will soon become a daunting, unachievable goal. Can you imagine trying to collect 800 Pokemon with, like, the newest Sun and Moon? 800 Pokemon is... I mean, there's going to be someone who does it, but it's craziness to try and imagine most people doing that. The main problems I had with the game, though, were the CP and candy systems. The CP system is very shallow and meant to replace the leveling system, and I understand that the game needs to be as simple as possible so people that weren't invested in the main series can still enjoy it. But leveling isn't a hard concept at all. Pretty much every game you've ever played has some form of leveling system. And the game already has leveling incorporated in it through the trainer levels. The candy, though. The candy is used to increase the CP or combat power of the Pokemon, or used to evolve the Pokemon to higher stages. If you know anything about the first generation Pokemon, you know that there's an absurdly high amount of Pokemon that just don't evolve at all. But the CP. The CP is a mild determining factor in combat at gyms, but gyms, like, it hardly matters. Like, you got your type advantages, and then you got the CP, but the rest of that is just tapping. The main problem with the candy system, though, is actually a flaw of the core gameplay, the collecting. Imagine when they release the Legendaries. How are you going to raise your CP? Well, raise their CP. Typically, there's only one legendary, one of each legendary in the game, so either they have to do events to give us candy, sell us the candy, release them to be caught in the wild, thus making them not rare anymore or special, eventually do away with the candy system altogether. Another problem with the candy comes with the release of future Pokemon. As more are released, it's going to be more and more difficult to find the specific ones that you need. What the game does manage to do, though, is transcend gameplay and go into reality. This is the ultimate social game. The AR mode, like, it's not anything special at all, but the social interaction is amazing. In my day-to-day life, I meet maybe one new person a day, but on the first day of release, I met other people, trainers. I personally have depression and social anxiety, so sometimes I can break down under pressure, or when there's a lot of people around. But not once did I ever feel uncomfortable, because we all had something in common. We all had a starting off point. Pokemon. I met all kinds of people I would have never talked to otherwise. I actually have a kind of funny encounter. It's not like funny haha, but it's like funny weird. I ran into an elderly couple. They had to have been at least 70, and we all talked about Pokemon, our Pokestop routes, and they even told me about a gathering that happens around 9 p.m. where people catch water types at the local memorial. It was pretty cool. Like, I never felt so a part of a large group before. It's a shame though that this shallow gameplay couldn't keep me engaged. I no longer plan on going on Pokemon walks with my mother, and I still play, but only when I'm already going out. It was fun while it lasted, but it didn't last long. Finally, the microtransactions are actually pretty evasive. I never spent money on something I didn't actually want. Like, it never felt like I was forced playing. But I did spend about, I think, $10 on a bundle of Pokeballs, 2 lures, and a lucky egg. Overall, Pokemon Go is a fantastic phone game. But as a Pokemon game, it's terrible. 5 out of 10.